Hello and welcome to Ignite Your Soul Purpose. I'm Liora, your host for the event, and I have a pleasure today for having Schaylenne Chloé Veska. Hello, Schaylenne.
Hello, Liora. It's such a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here with us. So Schaylenne is a transformation catalyst. She's a channel for a master energy healer, and she offers alchemical healing through her practice for speed of light transformation. Directly connected to source and many frequencies of the higher realms, Schaylenne is a bridge between realities. Her mission is to transmit the highest frequencies into this realm to catalyze your optimal healing, transcendence, and expansion. Schaylenne is also a high-level classical musician in Philharmonic Orchestra, former, and she now develops her musical skills to powerfully heal through the medium of sound, among other many tools. And today, the main topic we're going to talk about is sound healing and how it can help you on your soul journey. So Schaylenne, thank you again for being here with us. And if you could tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your journey with sound healing and how you came to work with sound healing.
Of course. Well, it's a long journey. It started in a certain way. It evolved in a total other direction. But sometimes this is what happens when we reconnect to our true soul purpose, isn't it? So in my case, I started connecting with classical music at a very young age. I am a flute player and I started learning at 4 years old. So already from a very young age, I was confronted, I would say, to the aspect of pressure, competition, performance, comparison. So let me just clarify that the musical aspect of all that has always been magical and very high vibrational for me. You know, music is so divine and it's very, very crucial and important in our world. But the aspect of competition and performance and pressure was challenging for me. It kind of became my identity. So even as a teenager and a young adult, I did not really connect profoundly to my heart to ask myself, who am I really? What do I want? What do I really love? What do I want to do with my life? How do I want to contribute, right? I just went on. I was on a roll. And I just didn't even question myself. And I enrolled into this high studies and I did some competitions. And I had some success with it, sure, which was, of course, fulfilling in a certain way. But then I got a big job in a big Philharmonic orchestra, and I was really grateful for it. And then I was just asking myself, is that it? And why don't I feel really fulfilled right now? Why am I feeling a little bit empty and not completely joyful? What's going on? So this is the moment when my soul kind of nudged me to make a change. It's important to say as well, I have been a channel since childhood. I've been connecting with higher energies for a long time, but I kind of tossed that away and focused on just one thing. And I do have to say that music and this discipline brought me many things, the many encounters and musical and human contacts. And it was amazing. And also gave me the gifts of devotion, concentration, focus. I also already mentioned discipline, which are things that I'm still using today, right? These tools are still serving me. But then my soul came back in and it says, no, it's not your true purpose in this lifetime. Not like that, not in this format. At this point, however, I was not willing to acknowledge that. I was just like in my reality and I was just like, I have achieved my dream. I am there. This is it. But then I became pregnant with my daughter and I had to stop. I had to take a pause. I had to take a break. And everything came back at this time. I always call my daughter the sparkle of my revolution because all those gifts from my childhood, all those connections and those desires of my heart came back. And I had to see them. And I chose to acknowledge them and to pursue them. So I quit my job in the orchestra. I kind of stepped away from everything I had worked on and towards my whole life until then. So it was a big shock for many people around me, family members, teachers, colleagues, so many people. It was a shock for myself as well, because as I stepped away from that, I was confronted to avoid, because it had been my identity, my only one identity until now. So I had to go inward. I had to sit with that. I had to say, okay, who am I? What do I love? What do I want? Who am I outside playing the flute, outside classical music? I'm still playing the flute, by the way. This is one of my main tools of sound healing. So this will always be a way that my soul chooses to express and transmit, right? But then stepping away from this limiting format, I just decided to say, okay, let's see, how can I serve? And this is when the frequency and the aspect of service came into play. I think this is really important to mention, because this is what so many of us want, actually. We're just like, what is my purpose? What is my soul mission? How can I contribute to the world? Yes, of course, I want to be happy. I want to be abundant. I want to fulfill myself and to achieve. But actually, true fulfillment comes from soul fulfillment. So the key is to reconnect to this aspect of you. And I chose to embark on a wonderful, expensive journey, reconnecting to all my soul's gifts, channeling, healing, and expanding, and start serving as well. And as I start offering others my healing through energy healing and sound healing, it continued to expand. This is how it works. It exponentiates, right? And then I started to feel, okay, this is it. It was a hard decision. It was a hard shock in my life. But I can only encourage people who have the feeling, what is true fulfillment? I have social success, but I'm still not fulfilled. Why? Listen to your heart. Because if you reconnect to your soul and to your heart, you will find all the answers within. You have all the answers for yourself. You possess the enlightened wisdom you need to be fulfilled and be in service to others. Does that make sense, Leora?
No, it totally does. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful journey. And when you were talking about the nudges that you were getting in terms of, being basically not in alignment, right, at that time. How did it come about for you? Because to some people, it might be just an inner feeling of, oh, I'm not in my purpose. But sometimes it could be messages, right, that your soul is sending you through, a song, a billboard, or a dream, or even an email, right? An email that you get that kind of sets you on a different path. What was it for you? Do you remember what kind of was it a series of nudges that you were getting along the way?
There were many, and of many types. So what started to happen first is actually challenges, right? I started noticing decrease of my joy, of my vitality, of my energy on a daily basis. So it was an alarm signal for me. It was quite quite intense, right? And then once I've acknowledged that and shows, okay, what's going on? Let's see. It's not right. Something is not aligned, like you say. It's really well said. And then I started go inward. What I mean with going inward is go into stillness, meditate. We all have different ways to do that, but you have to be able to be still, okay? To be silent in your mind, to silence your mind, and connect with your heart center, which is a very important energy center, okay? And see what unfolds, and then ask question. So I asked question, and at first I didn't get any answers. It was just like, okay, whatever. I'm still a little bit lost in the void, but I continued doing it. And sometimes it came as I was playing with my daughter, out of nowhere, poof, an inspiration, an idea, do more healing, or write about this, or pick up your flute right now and try to play something that will provoke or activate this kind of energy in people. So it started to be really, really clear, but it took a while. It's a process, it's a journey. And to be able to do that and hear this higher guidance, you have to release some layers, right? You have to remove your masks. You have to be able to connect with your truth, the true desires of our heart. What are they? And we are so conditioned in our society, I think, through ancestral conditioning, through family conditioning, and we tend to conform and compromise a lot. So it's not easy to go back to our truth. It's easily said, right? So I went through many process of energy healing myself, with myself, and from my mentors as well. And releasing and unveiling my truth, who I am, and make room in myself, in my physical body, in my vessel. And one very important aspect was to reconnect to my soul remembrance. What I mean by that is this remembrance of all that you need to step into your true purpose. So once I've done that, I took the steps. And even if I experienced some external judgment from some people, I still did go my healing and my musical sound healing. And I still did that. And those judgments and those lower vibrational energies around me who were trying to limit me faded away. So it's about also releasing and clearing our limiting patterns and beliefs to come back to our truth. I think this is one really crucial aspect. And then not just come, don't force yourself, just be open, be ready to acknowledge what comes up, be ready to want to really know your truth and face it and act on it. And the wisdom, the nudges, the inspiration, like you say, a song, an inspiring song, or the title is really, oh, what you needed as a guidance today, or you experience something, or someone is saying a phrase and you get goosebumps. It's a sign as well that it's important. You should pay attention. So be open and be receptive and listen, but without putting any pressure on yourself, without any expectation. I think it's very important to go organically, and the nudges and the guidance will definitely come.
Definitely. Beautiful. Thank you. Beautifully said. And so, just kind of shifting a little bit back to sound healing, right? Because it's so, especially now, there's so many modalities around sound, sounding bowls and sounding journey and in the healing journey that way as well. Could you kind of talk about the effects of sound on your energy field and how sound really basically can help you shed, right? You just talk about how we need to shed those layers that can be, impeding on getting to our soul purpose journey. So if you could kind of touch a little bit on that for those in the audience but I don't quite understand or know about sound healing as a healing modality.
Of course, and it's important. It's very important. Let me break it down a little. You know, everything that surrounds us, everything in the universe really vibrates. So it has a vibrational frequency, right? And what is this frequency? It is actually movement. So a little bit like the beating of your heart, all energy moves towards or away from its centers, its core source, right? So the speed at which it contracts towards it represents its vibratory rate, and its expansion towards its opposite, its oscillatory rate. So this is not really important to remember. I'm just explaining it for the sake of it. But the point is, these two patterns uniting and interacting determine the frequency rate of everything. And this is the important aspect. As the frequency rises, the density decreases. And this is what we want, because sound and music is a combination of frequencies. So that's what we want. We want to decrease the densities, but still being fully anchored into the physical realm. This is really important, right? Because we are an extended beating heart, actually. So where higher frequencies are coming in, there is then a fading of distortions, limitations, heaviness, unease, disease, etc. Okay, and there's a new lightness, more vitality, and I would say a general sense of flow. Okay, so music, like I said, is a combination of sound frequencies. You can imagine how much potential it contains to heal, because it contains healing frequencies, particularly when they are encoded, so charged with an intention, in other words, right? And by the way, this kind of technology has been used extensively in ancient civilization, like Egypt or Greece. And so these frequencies actually interact with all of you, including the cells of your body, including your brain waves. It's frequencies interacting with frequencies. So that is why sound therapy and healing is so efficient. And ideally, we want to open ourselves and relax to be able to receive those frequencies in an even more powerful way, okay? What I always suggest is to clear and rebalance first the three lower bodies, the physical, mental, and emotional body, in order to clear the path a little bit for more soul connection, more expansion, and more healing. Does that make sense so far?
No, it totally does. It totally does. And if you can explain, because you mentioned the three lower bodies, so some people may not be quite acquainted with what those are. Can you quickly explain, what the three lower bodies are?
Yes, they are important. This awareness is really crucial. So the three lower bodies, the physical, the mental, and the emotional bodies, or layers, so to speak, layers of frequency around you. It's necessary for us to master our lower bodies to make some significant shifts in our life, okay, to make big leap. You have to reign first over the mental body, because it's the one that impacts the emotional and the physical one, okay? So with sound healing and music, you can do a lot of work. I work a lot by healing the inner child, for example. This is a modality I've been using a lot to release it from painful memories and records, for example, okay? So it can also heal physical ailments, because a physical ailment is caused by a resistance at some point. So we have to go to this resistance, to this blockage at a vibrational frequency rate to release it, okay? So back to the three lower bodies, mastering our mental body and be able to still the mind as well enables us then to focus on our highest vision without wavering so much and doubting and having to compromise and confirm, okay? This is really important. For example, if you have two intentions, the mind will choose the one with the lower vibration because it requires less energy. That's the reason why we often materialize in our life something that is not completely aligned with what we truly desire in our heart. So there are really limiting beliefs that this can offer my highest potential and that convince us to conform, compromise. So knowing that, there's an opportunity here to transcend our belief system, to connect with our soul, to choose our truth and alignment, right? So let's say we choose and we commit to that. And if you're listening to this, you are doing that. You are taking time in devotion to listen to this beautiful retreat. You are taking the steps. So when we're doing this, there is a vibrational passage. And there may be repressed emotions or unacknowledged thoughts or feelings that surface. It's like a purging. It's clearing, okay? And it's essential to witness them and to alchemize them. I'm using the word alchemize because it's one of my favorite words because it's so magical. What I mean by that is to transform them into something higher, right? So if you do that, you're able to recover more of your creative energy. You make room for more light. So if your lower bodies do not accompany your transformation and your desire, you will feel lost. You will feel unbalanced. You will feel in no man's land. And this is where sound and energy healing can assist in a very powerful way because it's direct, okay? Sound healing can help you clear your lower bodies in a very quantum way, very, very quickly, very gracefully. Some people ask me, can it be that simple? Yes. And this is one important conditioning we should get rid of. We don't have to struggle, to hustle, to suffer to clear, to become better and to evolve. We do not necessarily have to choose this path, right? So using sound, using beautiful music, and like what I do is I combine many layers of frequency through flute, through toning, sometimes using drums as well. And this layering, this complex arrangement of sound frequencies have an impact on a certain aspect of you, okay? It opens your heart center. It enables you to connect more to your soul and then more of your guidance, to feel empowered. And when you feel empowered, you're able to create your reality. You let go of your limiting belief system. You start trusting your inner wisdom. And you are open to remembering your true essence, your true purpose. We're talking about soul purpose all the time here. So your reality is vibrational. And as you shift your vibration, you will clear your energy fields to anchor more of you, more light, and more of the best of everything. I just want to remember you something here. It's a really direct guidance right now for you, beautiful audience. You can recreate yourself anytime, at any age, and in any life circumstance. This is really important to recover the faith in that. So music and sound healing, energy healing are some tools to be able to go in this direction. If you hear something and you open yourself, open your body, and you surrender to the process, it will make it easier as well to work, right? It will exponentiate the effect on that. Okay. So what I do personally, one of my soul's gifts, is to connect with other people's higher self. And it enables me to channel specific frequencies, light encoded in the form of sound healing, and to serve your healing, but also your expansion and the alignment with the highest version of you. Okay, so some people come to me with a focused intention, for example, which is in frequency, to be activated and amplified in their energy field. Because if you're more in contact with it, you're going to absorb it, you're going to vibrate as it more, and it's going to mirror in your reality. Do you see what I mean with that, Leora?
No, totally, totally. And actually, I was thinking because, you know, and I was going to ask you is, how do you work? How do you create those encoded music tracks? So for example, for, you know, let's say you have a client that comes to you and may have some issues with, I don't know, a knee, for example, or knee problem. Let's say a physical knee problem or back problem, for example. So how would you create that track to help that person, you know, help with their healing process?
Amazing question. It's very important. There are many ways. So I will often, what I do is what I love the most, I would say, is to have a live session as well with the client, because then we can go deep into what's going on there in your knee. And I can connect with the client's higher self and get some information about why is there a resistance there in the knee? What does it mean? What is the underlying frequency there or blockage, right? But if you choose the remote healing, so just receiving the sound healing, just by telling me your intention, I give you an example. I want to experience more joy or more abundance in my life. And abundance is abundance of everything, resources, financial resources, of course, but all kind of material resources, resources of the higher realms, etc. So I want to experience more abundance. Help me with that. So I will connect with the person's higher self and create. I go into deep meditation energy process for that. And I, excuse me, there's some clearing happening at the same time here. I will channel those higher frequency and encode in the track, right? So there's multi-layers. I record many tracks and I layer them to make it even more concentrated, like a nectar of this frequency. And then it's up to the person to listen to it once or twice or every day or 3 times a day for, I mean, it's your own personal choice after that, how you use the track, how you use the sound healing once you possess it. But the more you're going to use it, of course, it's going to exponentiate its effect. So that's how I work with those frequencies. This is my role. This is my sole purpose, to be a channel of these higher frequencies and transmit them through energy and sound healing. And for that, I connect with the person's higher self. It's always really interesting, though, as you mentioned, a physical symptom. Go deep into that. It's always very revealing. What is going on with this knee problem? Let's go there. And then talking with the client, connect with the higher self, my higher self interacting with her higher self or his higher self. It's very revealing. And the goal is to identify the core thing to clear in this case. And then the new thing to activate, the higher aspect to activate. So some healings or some release or shift can happen instantly sometimes. It's very organic. It's every client, every person, every challenge or ailments or wish is unique.
I love it. This is beautiful. And I've experienced your work and definitely have seen some shift. So I highly recommend, because I love how it's so also personalized, right? It's unique to you, to your soul signature and the path that you're on your soul purpose journey. So, and also, you know, because part of the subject also in the event is the inner beauty, right? And as we mentioned earlier about unpeeling those layers is also revealing that beauty that is inherent in you, that is also then emanating from you as well into your field, into your word, into others. So I just wanted to mention that as well, because I think that we all have so much beauty to shine on our soul journey, and those tools such as sound healing definitely help us radiate that beauty. So thank you.
Absolutely. And beauty is vibrational, you know. If you find your truth, that you align with your soul, you're gonna vibrate differently, and you're gonna hear a lot, oh, you're shining today. You're wow, what is going on with you? You will notice definitely a shift, because it's you. It's the full, authentic, embodied you, your true selves. And it's very powerful. Do not underestimate the power of the true you. This is where you can make the most difference. This is where we can serve the most, by being in this kind of vibrational state, right? And you're absolutely right. Inner beauty, and it can even translate in physical beauty as well, or enhanced beauty, or improvement of the physical body in many ways. We do have to have faith in this. It sounds kind of magic, but it is. It's real.
Totally, totally. I love it. So thank you. Totally aligned here as well. So would love for the audience to get a taste of the work that you're doing, and the beautiful voice that you have as well, and the sound healing that you provide. So if you would like to, is it a good time right now to get into a process for the audience?
Yes, I have two processes in mind, Leora. Because the first one that I wish to do is to connect with you all, beautiful audience, and see and feel what is needed the most right now, what would serve you the most. And what clearly comes up is more grounding, okay? More grounding onto Mother Earth to support you. So let's do that. Please close your eyes. Take a deep breath from the belly. And then imagine a beautiful spark of light in your heart center. I'm using some imagery now to help the energy goes down, okay, to ground. So please send this sparkle of light down into your body, through your legs, through your feet, down into earth. Take some roots in the earth. And now continue breathing very deeply and opened to this chant of Mother Earth for you, so that you can connect even more with her and receive more of her blessings. Take another deep breath and open even more. So that was Mother Earth's chant to help you receive more of her blessing.
Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. Oh my God. Thank you so, so much. And I know earlier you mentioned soul remembrance. So we have the track that we would like to play as well for the audience. You want to talk about it really quickly, and then we'll get started?
Sure. This is one of the most significant frequency, I think, soul remembrance, because reconnecting with your soul, with its remembrance, with its knowledge and wisdom, enables you to really step onto your purpose and know what it is, right? So this is a flute track. And before we listen to it, I feel really inspired to share with you one of the foundational process and tool I use in my practice, which is a breathing process. I call it awaken your second breath, right? And this is really to be in tune with your heart, with your soul, with source. And you can use this practice every time you need to clear your lower bodies, your mental, emotional, physical bodies, or you desire to experience a mini detox, right, through the breath. This is really powerful. So this way you will be more receptive for sound healing, for your soul wisdom. And as you empty your vehicle, your beautiful vessel, you are freeing yourself of worry, right? So conscious breathing allows you to change the vibration of your thoughts, and it guides you inwardly. This is what we want. Okay. So I will ask you to close your eyes once more and visualize a shooting star entering the crown of your head and moving down your body like a pillar of light. This kind of serves as a reset so that you can let go of toxicity and of misqualified energy in your system. So as you focus on your breath and this pillar of light inside of you, place in it all that you are ready to release and to transmute and give back to source. Now, as you inhale, receive it completely blessed and purified as pure light so that you can reutilize this creative energy to clear your path and step into your soul purpose. You have the power to alchemize the energy that is not aligned with you and with this emanation of light. You have also the power to return it to source so that it can be neutralized and re-encoded to realize your highest purpose. So these are actually 4 steps, and it matches your breathing cycle. Inhale to receive. Hold your breath to alchemize. Exhale to release misqualified energy. And hold your breath once more to imprint new codes, new instructions in your physical and energy body. Once more. Inhale, I receive. Hold your breath, I alchemize. Exhale, I return. Hold your breath, I re-encode. One last time. Inhale, I receive. Hold your breath, I alchemize. Exhale, I return. Hold your breath, I re-encode. So if you feel guided to it, continue doing this beautiful breathing exercise while listening to the soul remembrance track, and open all your receptive channels and your heart portal to enjoy this energy transmission.
Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so, so much, Schaylenne. Anything else you'd like to add for the audience after this beautiful journey that you just took us on?
Well, just to remember, well, more to remind you that you are so powerful, that you all are powerful creative beings, leaders full of light, and to have faith in that, and to trust yourself, and to trust the desire of your hearts, right? Just recover this faith in that, and everything would unfold really gracefully in your reality. I think that's what I feel the most to share with you right now.
So again, thank you for this beautiful journey, and many blessings to you on your path as well.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor and a joy to have this sacred conversation with you all. Many, many blessings to all of you.
Thank you.